Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Flower of Life. Dear listeners, people have secrets. Either small or big, nobody tells everything. We have to admit that. They say that we were endowed with the gift of talking so we could hide our thoughts. Husbands, wives, children, parents, bosses, subordinates, or colleagues and neighbors keep some things to themselves. Why do they do that? There are at least three reasons. The first one would be that they don't want to stain their personal image. These people want to play well, as they say. The second one comes from the desire to manage someone who can suffer damage from the truth. And the third one is out of fear, or any other personal reason, really. But did you ever ask yourselves, how would a world without secrets look like? Many of us could answer fast and say that it would be a wonderful world. Well, you should know that it's not that way. It would be like a world without lies, which is amazingly depicted by the movie The Invention of Lying with Jennifer Garner. You'll see it's not that simple to live in a hurtfully truthful world. Now, I don't know if it's good or if it's normal to have secrets, but one thing is for sure, they exist. I admit that. But dear listeners, I want to discuss with you today the following paradox. How the hell is it that the ones from which many things are hidden think they know everything? There are many cases in which these people live an illusion. But I am going to refer now to the parents who think they know everything about their children. If we take a look back into our childhood, teenage, and young adult years, we had secrets well hidden from our parents too. They could be innocent things or serious things, but we hid them. And then we revealed other children's own secrets to make ourselves look like innocent angels in comparison with them. But what do we tell ourselves about those times? Whatever. We're not like our parents anyways. Our parents were neither very involved, nor very offering, nor very tolerating as we are with our children. So why would our children lie to us, since we are straight up perfect? Or we choose to pretend not to catch on? It's way more comfortable like this. We want to live in a peaceful life. We prefer to continue to see them as the same little kids who are incapable of creating problems. Do we have blinkers? Are we fooling ourselves? Of course we are. If our child has good grades, we think everything is all right with him. But the academical situation is never all there is. It doesn't define a child on every level. Just like a child with bad grades isn't broken, his soul can't be found in those grades. Dear parents, be modest, be present. Understand that your child is the sum of all the faces and attitudes from the environments which he frequents. Besides, the most secret me from the inside is the total of your own personalities. The grandparents, the uncles, the aunts, and all of the ancestors. Not long ago, a lady which used to do my manicure told me that she has clients, mothers and daughters, who come separately. The daughters confess to her during the manicure, and she is always surprised by how little the mothers know about their own daughters. Same things happen, she said, during the parent-teacher conferences in schools. If the teacher starts to list a few negative facts without naming names, the mother of the child in question stands up and briefly states that, "My child tells me everything. We have a very good, very close, and very honest relationship." Sure. Now, my dears, the paradox is not that we're clueless, because no one knows everything, but it's rather the fact that we're so sure of ourselves, that we have a slight superiority complex in relation with others. Then we don't accept what we find out from teachers, no matter what. We don't take into consideration that yes, indeed, we know our child's true self, but the teachers also know very well the face, the mask our child puts on in school to make everything easier for him or her. We come home tired from work, and we yell that the house is a mess. The homework is not done, the trash is full, and there's no bread for dinner. This is the only conversation we have, because it's not worth it. So then, our child, what does he or she do? In order to protect themselves, they create a world of their own. They're exactly how we want them to be on the outside, but on the inside they create a second self, well hidden under a roof of lies. They become dual, and they do it full of satisfaction, since it's their little revenge. The more docile they are on the outside, the more heady they are on the inside. The law of polarity. Attention, my dears. The child who develops an authoritarian environment lives with fear and learns to be manipulating, to match their words based on the expressions on one's face. Here's an example of conversation. Honey, come here. I want to ask you something. Did you smoke? Yes, one cigarette. What? I didn't catch that, you yell. Then the child answers, I mean, I only puffed one smoke. What did you do? You puffed one smoke? Not me, my colleague Michael. I never smoked. And just like this, the discussion in which the responses were adapted in order to correspond to your expectations ends. And you prefer to believe your child, just so you could keep living your life peacefully. You've once again fooled yourself. You have to understand that no one can know everything about someone, even if that someone is close to you. As long as you're aware of that, you're free of unpleasant surprises. Accept it. The more intransigent, authoritarian you are, the more things people will hide from you. And so every family member and your child's best friend's parents know more than you do. Are you happy that no one betrays your word? That everyone trembles in front of you? Well, they are going to hide more and more things from you. Don't forget this. Children, teens, and young adults need a stable environment in which they can keep growing. They need a loving mother, a protective father. They need peace and harmony. If these things miss on the inside, your child develops a hollow space, a missing piece in his self-growth puzzle. And guess what? A vice, which later becomes an addiction, a bad entourage, a harmful habit, always hunt down these hollow spaces, and they serve as the missing piece from the puzzle. Then, this piece is so difficult to extract because, paradoxically, it's stuck a lot harder than the others. Why? Because for a long time, this vice was the only supporting pillar, the only way of staying afloat to avoid sinking all the way to the bottom. It was something which kept your child alive, although it was damaging. And why is that? Because you wanted a peaceful life with no problems. How would you react finding out that your child was involved in a fist fight, or smoked, or got drunk, or had sex although they're still a teen? You rush to dehumanize him in front of his class, in front of his parents. You hit him and yell out the sacrifices you made for him, and how you forgot yourself to put him first. Still, you're the one standing out and putting your own self first. But this is not about you anymore. Stop it. Pull yourself together. Forget everything for just one moment. Be there for the life that you brought into this world. Look at your child and try to understand what's going on with them. Ask yourself, why? Deep down, you know exactly why. Ask him with calm, understanding, and good intentions. Give him the possibility to open up, to let everything out. Maybe he'll feel relieved. I repeat, there's nothing wrong with not knowing. Nobody can know everything. But don't act as if you do know everything. Don't look at the other parents with pity and superiority. Maybe they're looking at you the exact same way. You're caught in an error, and your arrogance doesn't have limits if you think you know everything. The human nature is like the flowing rivers, sometimes so clear that you can see the rocks from the bottom, and other times sinuous, deceptive, troubled. It's the same river, but it shows you whatever it wants and whenever it wants. You have to bring out examples from books, from movies, or from personal experience in order to be trusting that your child will follow the path that you set. But you have to understand that he has a life and a destiny of his own. You can't be absent from his life, intentionally or not, and then question him after teacher-parents conferences. Did you have secrets? So does he. You didn't have secrets? Well, he does. You have to understand one thing. Everything that interests you is the cause and not the effect. If he drank, smoked, lied, that's a done deal. You can't cry over spilled milk. But rather ask yourself, what was the cause? That's what should truly interest you, the cause. Boredom, curiosity, bravery, friendship. Then move on. Why was your child bored? Maybe he should perform a sport. Then the entourage. What is it? Do you know them? As a parent, you're walking a very fine line, and you have to know when to intervene, when to pretend like you don't see, but correct it from the shadows, and when not to get involved at all. But be sure that not all your child's surprises are unpleasant. They can secretly develop skills which can leave you speechless. They can develop a painting skill, or a dancing skill, or a sports skill, or a singing skill, or be good at IT. They can be generous, altruists, without you knowing a thing. My dear listeners, in the end, I want to tell you, a person who knows that they don't know is really cute, but a person which believes that they know, but they actually don't, is dangerous for themselves and for the ones around them. So don't fool yourselves. Secrets always existed and will keep on existing. With love.